Hello.
Oh, we're back here, are we?
Yeah, we're back here again. Are you getting bored of this yet?
No,
Well, we're in sunny old Russia.
with a dog.
Yeah, with our friend
Medved-Taiga.
John Nettles.
Good old John
Listen
Nails
to you
doing what he
running
does.
out of this ammo so frequently. You've no
So
idea.
on the left, what is that?
What's
Oh, it's
wrong?
a mating call for a reindeer. Are you going to go kill Blitzen?
No.
Good.
Whereabouts are we?
Russia.
Right, let's go down here. Ah,
Do you want me to jump straight into a topic?
yeah,
Right. Space lasers.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that reminds me. You asked me to
Yeah?
remind you about space lasers.
Yes, space laser. So, the whole Newton's third law of motion is that object in motion stays in motion unless acted on by another force.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Wind turbines
you.
on the moon. Yeah.
No, shut up. You fire a because I didn't account for friction, did I? That was the issue there. I didn't account for the friction of the.
Would you like to
So
explain wind turbines on the moon for our listeners?
also, I'd never said on the moon specifically.
Well, I think in fairness we were taking the piss out of you. So
You always take
very
the. All
quick,
you ever do is take the piss out of me.
very quick tangent. When we were in secondary school, uh, Jordan came up with an idea for unlimited energy, which was wind
No, no.
turbines. Okay, you explain it, then go on.
I questioned why it wouldn't be tangible to use a a turbine in space. Now, acknowledging the fact that there isn't wind in space of the conventional sort, you have solar wind, so I don't know what sort of effect they'd have on a turbine. I was curious about what would happen if you fired it up and then let it spin,
Well,
because there's no air resistance, but I didn't account for friction.
well, no,
That
because
was,
it would only spin for the amount of energy you put on it.
I mean, you'd think so, wouldn't you? But
You
I'm
know,
not a scientist.
because there's fewer forces acting against it. You you get a more effective spin, but it would still only spin for the amount of energy you put on it. Anyway, some other
Anyway,
other people and I sort of took the piss and rather humorously suggested that my dear colleague thought there was wind on the moon. Wind on
but
the
there is when you
moon.
fucking go on there and you fart it all up, you tosser. Anyway,
Anyway,
space
I'm
lasers.
glad we've forgotten about that. I
Yeah, I
could sense
wish.
you getting annoyed the moment I said wind turbines on the moon.
Oh, it's fucking. I wanted to punch you there and
Go on, tell us
then.
about your lasers.
So it's not even lasers. Is the thing. You fire a bullet in space, that bullet's going to go on until it hits something, effectively, or gets sucked into something. At which point it would have hit it. Right?
I guess.
It is at some point going to make an impact.
Yeah.
So, so you fire a torpedo in space,
Yeah.
with like a photon torpedo
Mm.
from Star Trek, and you miss your target. Where does that end up?
I don't know.
No.
Are you
I did
suggesting that
see.
there's random bursts of laser just sort of streaming across space at all times in the Star Trek universe?
I'm suggesting that quite possibly, if they really, really wanted to, Voyager could have sent a message to Earth a lot quicker.
Go on.
Well, I mean, is
Fuck.
it possible to fire a torpedo from warp? Because if you fire something, that is, if you project something forwards whilst you're already going at a spectacular speed, and there is nothing to slow that thing down, surely that thing must be going faster than the speed that you were going.
I don't fucking know. What am I, a scientist?
No, no. Anyway, even more tangential because I saw this thing yesterday, and they were talking about how in some cases they abort photon launches after they've been launched,
In
which I'm
Star
assuming means that
Trek.
they tracked them in. Yeah, in Star Trek. I've not seen it happen, but my Star Trek knowledge is much lesser than yours. The thing that they don't do, however, is when they bury someone, when they have a funeral. What do they do, Ben?
Are they firing them out? Well, not all the time, but they fire them out the torpedo bay.
Yes. So what's happening is at some point you can the longer it takes, the more likely it's to happen. The a torpedo casing with a dead crew member in it is going to ruin someone's day.
Well, you say that, but in Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock, his casket lands on the Genesis planet. So my
Okay.
assumption would be, I mean, obviously space is fucking vast, so this happens very, very, very rarely. But I mean, chances are the casket will be caught by Earth's or a planet's gravity and pulled in. But again,
Okay,
as I
but
say, that would happen very, very, very rarely.
there's no guarantee that where it lands on that planet isn't where someone lives.
Yeah, but I
It's
mean,
going to eventually one of them is going to ruin someone's day.
the
Is what I mean.
odds are just staggering for that. I'm sure there's regulations as well on the proper disposal of bodies and whatnot.
Either way, I think it is only a matter of time.
Mm,
Potentially vast time,
mm.
most likely vast time, given
I
the distances. But it's something to consider before they start throwing more people.
I've actually adding, another thing to the music sport documentary group. I watched some
Mm.
science documentaries, specifically NASA documentaries.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm a huge fan of that Challenger documentary on Netflix. I've seen it about 4 times. I think it's great. But BBC had a Columbia one. You familiar with this Columbia disaster?
Was that the one we've had the teacher on it?
No, Challenger was the one with the teacher
Oh
on it.
no, Challenger was. No, no, I don't know then.
Columbia happened in 2003. Basically, the ship broke up on re-entry when it took off because they've got foam insulation on the they've got foam insulation on the the big tank thing. Oh, look at them. There's foam
The fuel
insul
tank.
Yeah, there's foam insulation on that, and when it took off, that was a good shot. When it took off, a um, big chunk of it, fuck, not don't ever try that again. Ugh, a big chunk of it fell off and hit the wing at great speed.
Was it good?
Apparently, the underside of space shuttles, I don't think they do space shuttles much anymore because they're not very good, but they were covered in like a series of tiles. And what that was meant to do was to prevent heat tearing the shuttle apart as it came in on re-entry.
Yeah.
Now, this bit of insulation took off a chunk of those tiles on the wing, which of course meant that when it came in on re-entry, the protection wasn't there,
Yeah.
and it burned up. And
Wow.
bits fell over this little town in Texas, including some bodies.
Jesus.
Um, so yeah, it was a good documentary.
But
Um,
not a good day for the people involved.
no, I mean I was thinking about the moon landing as well. Um, Struggled to find a documentary that really grabbed me on that, which is a little unfortunate. Um, I wanted like talking heads, but you don't really get many on the ones I saw. But
You may find yourself in the middle of a shotgun shack.
what's that?
I'm pretty sure it's from a song by Talking Heads.
All right. Um, yeah, I mean that really
Yeah, it is. Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads.
is the moon landing like the pinnacle of us as a species? Do you think?
Uh, I mean, you could argue that it is.
I mean, it's up there with like the the taming of fire and the invention of the wheel
Mm.
as like major moments
A demonstration.
in our species history.
I'm pleased to see that despite obviously the tensions, we as a not we, the Americans and the Russians are working together still on the International Space Station.
Well, I mean that would be a huge bit of symbolism if the Russians pulled out.
It would.
Have you seen? Speaking of Ruskies, there's been some clips that have been circulating on Reddit. Apparently, they're from a French or a Canadian documentary about Emmanuel Macron, who is the
Mm-hmm.
French president. Um, it's like behind the scenes stuff, and they've got a phone call he had with um, Zelensky when the Russians invaded, and then they've
Yeah.
got a phone call of him and Putin having a chat about it. And it's quite interesting to see that side of the negotiations. To be honest, genuinely one of the most interesting things I've seen on this subreddit, which is called r/justinteresting. Um, yeah, it's really interesting. Putin speaks French, apparently.
Well, I mean, you want to have something going for you if you
I
lived in
don't.
Russia,
Does he
wouldn't you?
speak English?
Probably not.
You would think he would. I mean, he wasn't the KGB. I always imagine them, speaking English is quite a boon for an intelligence officer. One imagines. But
Yeah, I suppose it probably would be, isn't it? Wouldn't it? Especially if you, at the very least, it would be American English, right?
I've never heard him speak it before. I don't think.
I mean, how often do you hear him speak?
Very rarely.
Exactly.
But yeah, well, I don't think old lad's got much longer left. To be honest, one way or the other.
No,
There's
probably not.
always. It doesn't matter how powerful a despot you are. There's always someone else who's got an eye on the main chance. He's just waiting
And
for the right moment.
I hear Boris is going to make a play.
Boris Johnson.
No, maybe.
Right, you just chose a vaguely Russian name, didn't you?
No, I was thinking Boris Johnson, but I wanted to make it seem like you would have made an assumption that. Like I said it with knowing that you would make an assumption I meant Boris Johnson. I wanted to call you out for assuming it, even though actually that's exactly what I meant. I was being a dig, but it entertained me.
I saw another documentary, believe it or
Right.
not. Are you bored of
Oh,
my
it was funny.
documentary talk?
Well, I just figure this is the forward payment for when I get onto Formula One.
Yes, I saw another documentary about Y2K. How much do you know about Y2K, Jordan?
Oh, you mean the concern that at the turn of the century or the millennium, in fact, although it's both technically, people would the computers would all freak out because the numbers weren't set up properly and they weren't programmed for it, and actually it all worked out perfectly fine, but it all worked out perfectly fine because everyone put all that fucking work into making sure it was going to be perfectly fine.
Yes, I was going to say, do you think it was justified? It was justified. That's the great misconception about Y2K is that it was a load of fuss over nothing. The only reason why it didn't happen is because government spent literally hundreds of billions of dollars to make sure it didn't.
Hmm.
You know why it was an issue in the first place?
They hadn't accounted for the only went up to like 99 or something instead of it was a 2-digit, not a 4-digit year.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The dates were 4 digit. Um, they amended the second 2 digits could go from 00 to 60. 0 through 9. Um, First digits, the only option was 19. And this was pointed out. This every time this was pointed out in like the 80s or something, managers just went, "Oh no, it's fine," because nobody gave a shit. It was beyond their remit. They weren't going to be around at that time. Nobody cared. It's a very important lesson as to why managers are shit.
Mm.
All the programmers thought this was going to be a problem, but I just didn't care. All right, do your F1. Come on.
Okay, so you might actually find this a little bit interesting, actually.
It's about that
Doubtful.
guy with the pictures.
What pictures?
The rapist, not rapist.
Oh, I mean, you got to be careful what you say because
Allegedly.
I don't think anyone accused him of that.
I don't know. I didn't. I don't. I haven't been following the story. I just hear bits and
I
pieces.
told you. Inappropriate messaging, I think, was the
inappropriate
general
messages.
Gist. There's quite a big difference between that and raping someone. Then, so you know.
I don't know. I don't.
Pay attention next. Log this so that next time you bring it up, you don't accuse him.
Allegedly, I said allegedly. That counts. I don't know. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sure.
Anyway,
it was just like groping.
We've had a second race in the series now. Oh, and good point. You won't have anything next week because there isn't a race this weekend.
You did say second race, didn't you?
We've just had a second race. Yes.
Okay.
This weekend just gone for us was the second race in the series. The guy who came third in the first race, so the most successful non-Red Bull driver, he was unable to participate in the second race,
right?
Because he was diagnosed with appendicitis.
Oh.
He did the first practice session on what I believe was Thursday. Couldn't do the stuff on the Friday, so he ended up going to hospital and getting his appendix taken out. So they had to replace him with a Formula 2 driver. They replaced him with a Formula 2 driver who had qualified in first place.
Hmm.
He happened to be on the same team as him, like the same basic business team, Ferrari.
Hmm.
So they've gone with him. He's British. His name is Oliver Bearman. He is the youngest Ferrari racing driver
Yes,
ever in Formula
I did
One.
hear about this guy. He's 18, isn't he, or 19?
He, 18 years, 10 months, and 1 day, I think, was the
That's quite
last. So,
something. And his girlfriend's a model, or is going to be a model, I think.
something
No,
like that.
that's I read about that very briefly.
They he he's also the third youngest Formula One racing driver on debut ever,
Hmm.
as well. So it's Ferrari's youngest ever, and he's the third youngest ever.
Who's the youngest ever?
It's either Max Verstappen or Lan. No, I don't know.
Were
I
they
I did either Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri. It's one of
were
them.
they
Youngest
were they both
Formula
18?
One driver records. I think so. Yeah, there's not much in it.
Are they just months in this, or?
Yeah, it'll be days, months.
Hmm.
The youngest drivers to start a race. Sorry. Oh no. So Oliver Bearman was 18 years and 305 days. Lance Stroll was second with 18 years, 148 days.
Okay.
And Max Verstappen was 17 years, 166 days.
Gosh.
Lando Norris was fourth. That's my mistake. Now, the interesting thing is Oliver Bearman came seventh in his race.
Hmm.
Qualified 11th, came seventh, which means for a championship that he isn't even actually taking part in, he is currently, I think it's eighth
Hmm.
overall. No, sorry, 10th overall. He's in 10th place in a championship he's not participating in,
Hmm.
which is better than the people that have been
Funny
in
how
it.
that works out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But no, so it was actually one of the more interesting races we've had over the course of the last year, and I think it's because there was so much focus on this guy halfway down the field in his
Hmm.
debut that, like, all anyone cared about was whether he'd get to the end of the race. Right? The
Yeah.
team said to him, "Look, there are no expectations here. You are way out of your depth. It is the fastest track. It's got the most corners. It's fucking tight.
Yeah.
Like it's a difficult track." I would say it's probably more difficult than Monaco in terms of actual driving because Monaco is one of those things where everyone fucking knows it,
Hmm.
whereas this one's only been around for like 3 4 years,
Hmm.
so you haven't got all that time to get used to it, to know about it, to watch everyone else to see how they've done it. You've got such little time. He went into it thinking he was going to be doing the Formula Two feature race, which is like 20 laps or something.
Hmm.
He ended up doing the Formula One race, which was 57 laps. So more than twice the distance he was expecting to have to go
Hmm.
in a faster car against people that are literally like fucking so however many world champions there are in the current series.
Like twice his age, I would imagine thereabouts or more.
Well, he wasn't born when Fernando Alonso started.
That must make
Right.
Fernando Alonso feel pretty fucking old.
Well, I mean, I do think he did. I think Fernando beat him, which helps. Jeddah results. Let me just double check.
Where are the
F1.
animals?
Uh, oh come on, just tell me the bloody results. The full results. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
I
But anyway, yeah, that happened. Oh, I've got one more Formula
uh,
One thing before we, unless yours is a Formula One thing.
yeah, actually,
Okay, go on.
I found a I found a well, I saw a video you might be interested in actually, Formula One wise.
Hmm.
I don't know how interested you'll be. It's a Formula One iceberg video.
Oh,
There's lots of like dark stuff, scandals and shit. I always
hmm.
find stuff like that interesting when I have a hobby. I don't know how you feel. You, you don't seem to have too much of a broad knowledge base when it comes to your thing.
Well, I mean, my whole shtick is that I'm just a bloke that likes it, right?
Yeah,
That's it. I like it. I know some stuff. I
yeah,
don't know everything,
no,
and I don't pretend to know everything.
no. I don't.
Nor do I want to know it all. I
No,
don't like.
yeah. I mean, that's completely fair. I don't. Well, I try not to. I hope I haven't given the impression of being all knowing because I'm not. Certainly, if you watch my tier videos, which you don't statistically, you know I have gaps in my knowledge.
Also, I don't.
Yeah, I know you. I don't intend. I don't expect you to. I would like you to watch my main videos because I'm quite proud of them, generally
I have
speaking.
so far.
Have you seen the Sharon Gate one?
Oh no, but I didn't watch that one. But I did read the script. That's put me off it. Not to put me off watching it. It's just like it seems pointless watching it to me.
There's
I
no
know you told
point.
me you
You read
changed
like
it.
the first draft, and I made changes, and I've also added videos and clips to it.
I know, but I got the gist of it.
Okay, fine. You'll watch the next one though. The
Of course I
hour,
have. Good.
the you know, it'll probably be an hour long. That
The 5 hour long video.
the audio I recorded is like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, you told me about
So
that.
we'll have to see what that comes out to. It's definitely going to be trimmed down. I don't, presumably by like half an hour or more. I should think.
I'd say an end of about 45 minutes. That's
Yeah,
my guess right here, right
but
now, on stream.
then you've got to account for
There's a lot of dead bodies there.
no. This is the predator feeding.
Oh, sorry, they look like dead bodies.
Yeah, they always do. They throw you off a little bit, don't they?
Christ. So I've got one last quick Formula One thing.
All right, go on.
Just it's the funniest thing I've heard in Formula One for a long time.
Okay.
Lance Stroll, who you will obviously remember was the second youngest ever Formula One racing driver debut from
Yeah.
that factoid about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
He clipped the wall, the inside wall on turn 22, which is at the start of sector 3. These are all stats that I know just because I know it, not because it's important or relevant. But it's quite an awkward corner because you're going fast right up to it, and you've got a very small turn to the left and then a very sharp bit to the right.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to go too far to the left, but you don't want to, because you need to be right enough to go right, but you don't want to fly off into the. You haven't got a lot of space to go around it if you wide either. So you hug it quite tight. You basically skim it, and he did skim it just a little bit too close. Ended up hitting it going into the wall directly across from where it was. And it was all caught live, like on the live feed that we were watching, like the commentators are on, because he was just in front of Oliver Bearman, who was about to try and do an overtake on the guy between them.
Right.
So I saw it live. This one, he crashed into the wall, and we heard the team radio. He said, "I've hit the wall." Team said, "Can you get it back?" And his exact response, word for word, was, "No, I'm in the fucking wall."
Lol.
Now, like the way he said it just really tickled me, and it took everything in my power to not tell you about it before now, because I just thought there was a little bit of a laugh in the way he said it, and like we obviously saw he was in the wall. He wasn't getting back. Half his fucking car flew across the track, you know. Well, not about half of it, but the front wing at least flew across the track. I had to get the safety car out for it and everything, and he's like. He's probably going about 120, 150 miles an hour at the time as well. So it's quite a fast corner, despite the sharp bit in the second half of it.
Well.
So yeah, that's just something I thought was interesting. But now we've got a week and a bit now until the next race. As that time of recording, it's on Australia. I'll have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch it.
Why don't you record it?
Because over the course of that day, I've got my son's birthday to worry about. Which means I'm not going to be able to really find a time during the day to watch it. My best bet of watching it and getting a video sorted out is to watch it and then get the video done after, like at the end of the day.
What have you got him for his birthday?
I'm getting him a chess set.
Has he asked for that?
We talked about it.
What did he say? Please, for fuck's sake, do not buy me a chess set. I can't buy chess.
No, he said that he likes chess, and this was news to me. I didn't know that he likes chess. He says he likes it, having played 3 games and only finished one of them. So I'm going to get him a chess set. I've ordered it today.
You're going to beat him?
Well, I'm going to play him. I'm not going to go too easy on him, but I'm going to go easy enough that it's like
fun.
He's learning stuff. And then we'll see what happens. And I'm going to give him some cash as well because he's saving up.
Your cash is nice. I can get closer.
I don't know how much I'm going to give him, but I'm going to give him some cash. And I'm going to try and get it so we can both play Halo together because I bought him Halo and then installed it on his computer. His computer won't fucking run it. So, yeah, that's the plan. I think I know how to sort it out. I need to hook my Steam Deck up to a TV, log him or me into it with the game installed on it, and have the other one of us playing on the computer, my computer, which will run it on my account.
Fucking perfect
or
shot.
his account, because we'll have to use both our accounts. But the real question then is which Halo do we start with? Because like the original Halo is like an introduction to the game,
Mm.
but the Halo Reach is the start of the story.
Alright,
You know,
didn't know that.
when we get to the drivey shooty segments, do I drive or does he drive?
I think you drive.
I think I drive, yeah.
You don't trust
Personally,
me driving. I don't see why you'd trust your child to drive.
hang on, what do I not trust you driving in?
Well, you always say you'll drive when we do driving bits pieces.
In what? What have we ever done a driving bit in?
I don't fucking know. When we played Left 4 Dead that one time, and there was a thing with a driving.
There was a driving thing, but you'd already tried it and you'd fucked it up,
All right, I don't know.
and it was weird. It's very unusual for us to have a driving section in a Left 4 Dead game.
Do you like another topic?
I've got some more if you want me to pick one of them.
Yeah, go on then.
Do you use Spotify at all?
Yeah, I
Have you?
li-
Go go.
I listen to me podcasts on it. I don't listen to music. I've got this app called Musy. I've basically just made a YouTube playlist. That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
it's fine for me because I'm an old man and I don't care for technology.
it's true. Says the guy who puts out all these videos on the internet. Oh, well, actually, not that many in the grand scheme of things.
More than 200.
Yeah, but I mean that's us.
What?
That's us.
Yeah, what's your point?
So it's not just you.
Okay, but
I was thinking your videos, your you videos,
oh
your
yeah, I've done like
soap stuff.
6.
Six now, I think.
I don't know. It's a slow thing. Anyway, please continue.
Anyway, Spotify now has music videos for some of the songs.
Right, they've reinvented MTV, have they?
Basically, yeah, they seem to have. Like they're the proper music videos. I now only noticed because I had it was a Huey Lewis and the News song. I can't remember which song it was, and
Power
it
of
came up.
love.
No, not that one.
He was in the Feed the World, not Feed the World. We Are the
We Are the
World.
World.
Yeah, he was in
I
that.
shouldn't. I don't doubt it. It was quite big at the time.
Hmm.
This would have been after sports,
That'd have been
which
a
was
good connections round, wouldn't it? If I'd thought, hey ho,
it would have been.
hey bloody ho.
Um, you'll learn. But yeah, it was that was Stuck with You. That's what it was. It was the song Stuck with You, and I'd never seen the music video to that, so I thought I'd have a look. And it's it was on Spotify. And it really surprised me that it was on there because I thought, well, hang on a minute, this is Spotify. Why is there a music video?
Right.
So yeah, this is something that
Well,
I found out.
so the corporations have reinvented cable and MTV. Have they?
Yeah.
Mm.
When will they learn? How long until Spotify's streaming TV shows?
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's
I mean,
absolutely
they've
gonna
already got
happen.
audiobooks on there.
Oh.
Did I tell you about the audiobook thing? I probably did, but it really pissed me off. I don't know if it's changed because I've not listened to one in ages. But you get, as a member, you get 15 free hours a month.
Hmm.
And there are certain books that are free to listen to, but you're still limited to them for 15 hours, even though they're free. And you can't buy them to listen to them permanently because they're free.
Mm.
Like, what a ridiculous business model.
I guess.
And it was
Right.
like £10 for 10 hours or something.
Mm.
Which is, depending on the book, not worth it. Like, yeah, I can't listen to Lord of the Rings in a month on Spotify unless I pay for it, which is fine because I'll just get it with the credit that I get on Audible if I want it.
Why don't you read it like a big boy?
I don't have the time to read it like a big boy anymore. I've always got other stuff I'm doing, whereas I can listen to it
Uh,
in my downtime. I'd rather listen to it and do something else in
mm.
my downtime than I would to just sit there or lay there with a book.
Mm.
The same reason I've not started writing any of the notes up about that dirty story I want to write. It's because my intention is to do that in my notebook next to my bed
Do you want
at some
my
point when I go to
advice as
bed.
to how you should approach that?
I've already got a bunch of notes on my whiteboard, but go
Don't
ahead.
don't write notes. You know what for the book I'm on the book series ish I'm writing now. It sat in my head for fucking ages, and I gradually built it into a thing. And then when it came to write the first draft, it just sort of spilled out of me like I was that shark what they gutted in Jaws, and all my
Okay, now you see, all I really want to do is get a few basic ideas out about, because I want to do a series of stories
Mm,
connected around this one setting, right? This one larger setting.
mm,
So I just want to have the basic idea of what the stories will be. So,
mm.
for example, I have on my whiteboard in front of me the title of the title I'd already told you about, which was going to be the whole title originally, where it's set, and the naughty themes that are connected to it, and that's all it is. Just the title, setting, the themes.
Sort
That's
of,
all. That's all I've put.
I haven't seen this film, but it reminds me of the last days of Sodom, or
What does?
368 days, 600 and something days of Sodom. Do you know what that's about? Have you heard about that? That's a very controversial film.
No, I don't.
I have very little knowledge of it, but from what I gather, it's set during the tail end of World War II in Italy, and these powerful Italian rich men realise that they're just about fair and squarely fucked because of all the
Mm.
stuff they've done, and they figure, fuck it, let's have one big, massive, debauched, week at one of our country estates, and the film's about all the terrible things they do to people there. Oh.
Oh.
Why don't
Well,
you
it's
write
important to
that?
know. It's important to know that all the terrible things that are done to people in this place of debauchery will be consensual.
Yeah, that's not what happens in the movie.
Well, I shouldn't think it would from how you phrased it, but
No.
no, even the things that seem like they're not aren't going to be. It's specifically stated as being consensual.
Well, you just lost a big market there.
Well, no, because it's going to be in like a foreword by from the author, as it were,
Mm,
and rather than it being in the actual thing itself.
mm.
I consent to this. I
I,
consent to this.
I,
It's not going to
I.
be a line of text that's in there.
Why don't you have a scene at the beginning where all the guests sign a contract?
Because
And
the
that
whole contract thing is so cliche.
I know, but it clears it up in one fell swoop.
Well, I plan
I
again.
mean, that's not a
I
good
plan
rule
like
of thumb in real life because people change their minds. But if you're writing a book, fuck it, it'll do.
I plan on having something from the perspective of a character who is experiencing all this as a spectator.
Yeah, that's another good way to do it.
I intend to have them say something along the lines of, uh, it was made clear to me throughout the process that everything that takes place is consensual, and everything's above board. Everyone's
How
okay with it.
point of view scenes from the characters themselves.
Well, I intend to have interviews with them.
Yeah, that's sexy.
Well, in between. Actually,
Like Louis Theroux. Is that what this
there
is? Is
are
that Louis? Is it Louis Theroux the
there's a
porn?
very well known fetish website conglomerate where part of their thing is that they do an interview with the model before they do all the terrible, terrible things to her,
Right,
and then they do an afterwards interview about how they think it went. So
like
yeah, it is a bit sexy.
commentary on a snuff film, I guess. I remember I ages ago I was looking on like this serial killer memorabilia slash fan website. It made me feel really kind of gross because there was this this section was where it's like serial killer babes, I think it was called, and basically had all
Mm.
these photos of these women in various stages of undress. I vaguely recall. The thing that really stood out to me was like their Q&A thing where they asked him like, "Oh, which serial killer do you find most sexy?" And one of their answers was BTK because I like to be tied up. And I thought, okay, that's enough internet for me. Thank you.
Yeah,
John Wayne Gacy because I love a laugh. You know, I like
always clowning
juggling.
that boy.
What?
Always clowning.
Mm. And killing
Um.
twigs.
So yeah, I mean that's. I have a contingent to make it clear that it's all okay, but it also not be invasively the case.
Mm.
Like if you read that and then a few hours later you're reading reading a story where it looks like things aren't quite as above board, you've
Mm.
possibly forgotten about it where it's above board. So if you're into that kind of thing,
Are you maybe getting too hung up on this? I
no,
think
I think it's important to make it clear that no one's getting raped, Ben.
I don't.
I think it's
Well, I think there are I don't know what you're exactly going to be writing about. I think in some circumstances it's necessary, but I think for the most part the audience or the reader is just going to assume that it's fine. I don't think
okay.
there's going to
But
be
what you got to
readers who
remember
look
is
into this and say, "Hang on, did
there
this person consent?"
there was the initial spark for this idea was um the most dangerous game or whatever it was. wasn't it?
Yes.
And realistically, that as a concept presents a consent issue.
Yeah.
So, hence the desire to make it quite clear from the offset that actually it's all good.
You know what?
Just to cover bases. I don't want to be writing
Uh,
something, publishing it potentially under my name, and people thinking, "Oh, Jordan's written rape material." It's like, no, that's not the whole point. I just want to make that clear.
you know what I'd like to do if you and I had the money. Here's what I'd like to do. I think we take like here's a couple of weeks, and we book ourselves into a lovely hotel, separate rooms, and we just challenge each other to write a story. Here's 2 weeks. Write a fucking story. It doesn't have to be brilliant. Just fucking do it. Beginning, middle, and end. Crack on. You know that sounds fun to me. Because as much as I love the writing projects or the writing project I'm doing now, it's a very long-term commitment.
Hmm.
Um, and I have thought, wouldn't it be nice to just spend, you know, a year or a few months working on this, just a book? But I don't really have the time because my videos take up so much, and it's only because I deliberately said, right, this week I've got off, I'm going to make some serious headway into this writing project that I've actually managed to get anything done on it.
Hmm.
If it wasn't for that, I
No,
uh,
I get you.
I wouldn't have touched it.
I
Which is why I'm going to take another couple of weeks off in the year precisely to do that, to finish it
you
off, this first volume.
you've sort of brought me to another thing that went through my head this week. That was loosely connected to writing.
Mm,
The idea that, and it's still lingering, but not permanently. The idea that if I were to become a paid author that can live off the authoring, that
very, very,
I might
very,
get a
very,
boat.
very unlikely. Yeah, oh, yeah, you did say.
Extremely unlikely. I might
Yeah,
get a boat and live in a boat and write in a boat.
yeah. I
And
went.
one of the boats I saw, because I was looking them up, was called the Titan, which I meant to mention earlier. You
It's,
reminded me earlier with it,
it's
and then I'd
called
forgotten about it.
called the what?
Called Titan
Oh, like Titan sub. Lol.
or Titanic.
All right. Yeah,
So
I went through a houseboat phase. I think it's.
some of them are surprisingly affordable.
Please let me shoot something. He's running away from me. I swear, I did all right on the previous times I played. I hope I get attacked by wolves. That sometimes happens in this.
Right, so
I,
we call you Liam Neeson.
I wanted to showcase that for you. Um,
I also I picked up whilst we're on the story, the topic of books. I
yeah.
picked up four audiobooks as part of a deal that Audible had.
Oh, lovely.
I bought some extra credits because it was a 2-for-1 offer at the moment, and I thought, well, I can get 6 books for the price of 3. Right? It,
Mm,
it seems like a good deal to me.
mm.
And 2 of them, I picked up the 2 Yancey Croshaw books.
Oh, can I guess which ones they are?
Garner,
Is it Jam?
no,
Is it
that
Mog?
wasn't on there.
Is it Mog World?
No, that wasn't on there either. I
Is it
didn't notice it at
is it
least.
Will Save Galaxy for Food?
That was one of them.
Is it Will Destroy Galaxy for Food?
That was the other one.
All right. Yes, he's
And
doing.
apparently he narrated them.
Yes,
So
he's.
that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
I've
man.
only
You should try Let's Drown Out. It's similar to what
well,
we do, but better.
I don't. It'll depress me.
I have basically
See,
lifted the entire format.
the only reason why I don't the only reason why I get away with stuff that I watch on YouTube is because it's so different to anything we do. Like
Right.
the Formula One guy I watch does like a a funny review of the races and news and stuff like that. And the what are they? What culture and
Yeah,
outside Xbox and all that kind of crap. They're very different to the kind of things that we do because they're top 10 lists and game ranks are
yeah,
interesting game stats and facts and stuff like that. And it's all
yeah.
very different to the things we do. So I don't feel compelled to compare us.
Well, yeah. I mean, I often have. I was thinking about it recently. All it would take is for somebody who actually has some skill in video editing to put like out a soap video that would just fucking blow me out the water, and that's very scary to me because
Mm.
my content is good, I think it's really good. I think I know my subject well, and I think my videos are good. But you know, all it would take is one person who's a bit more skilled in video editing, and suddenly I'm fucking finished. Somebody else gets wind of this. I swear I
Mm.
shot them. I swear I shot like two fucking wolves.
It did look like you'd hit them at least. But no, I've not started listening to his books yet. I plan to, um, but I haven't started yet. And I'm curious about how it's going to go listening to him, to his voice for the course of a story. Because I would say that telling a story is very different to telling an opinion in terms of how you use
Well,
your voice.
yes,
Um,
and it's difficult reading scripted stuff as well. I mean, I
hmm,
have you've read scripted stuff, haven't you, that you've written?
yeah,
Yeah,
the team
it's
stuff that I
fucking
wrote for
hard, isn't
the
it?
yeah, the amount of times I had to redo like a minute of video because there was no easy way of cutting it. Because I'd accidentally said a Fonda Horde instead of a Ford Honda
Yeah.
or a Honda Ford, or I'd mixed up the F and the H in Ford and Honda,
Mm.
and I didn't notice it until I was playing it
Ah,
back and I had to rewrite the whole fucking re-record the whole fucking section.
well, this is
So
something.
I've still got those scripts actually. I kept hold of them just in case I need to redo them for anything.
Well,
Hmm. Yeah, I look forward to listening to them. I can't remember what the other two books I picked up were.
mine's all right actually, because only I did one read through this time. Obviously, there were obvious mistakes where I could read again, but because this new microphone you recommended has been so good, I haven't felt the need to, do two read throughs just to make sure that the audio quality is fine. The audio quality is good as a rule. Um, so hopefully it'll be all right, because I don't know when the next time I'm going to get the house to myself is going to be. I've,
Mm.
I've got such a busy day tomorrow. I've got to get a haircut. I've got to come home and tidy. And then I've got to write and record this additional like paragraph for this script, and then I might give it another listen to. And I want to treat myself to a movie. Right? I don't know what I'm going to watch.
Okay.
Um, maybe Lost in Translation. I do love Lost in Translation. Who fucking knows? It's like a topic.
I found what the books that
Oh
the other two
right.
I picked
Well,
up
I
were.
was talking. You would.
I
Okay.
was listening, but I was double checking because I was curious. I couldn't remember. They have a Martian, which I enjoyed the film of,
Yeah.
and Slayers, a Buffyverse story
All
with a
right.
lot of the original cast. I just want to double check it, but
Hmm.
they've got who have they got? Narrated by Amber Benson, Charisma Carpenter, Anthony Head does a voice, James Masters, Emma Caulfield.
Hmm.
So got a lot of the originals. So that'd be nice.
There's my wolf.
Oh, differently Morpheus or
Yes.
Morpheus. That's another one of his.
Yeah.
And Mogwell's come up now. Maybe they just weren't in the offer.
That was a bad
What's
show.
Mogwell about?
Mogworld is about a World of Warcraft style game, and the one of the characters becomes aware that he's in a video game.
Oh, okay.
I thought about doing that, but in a like a soap opera. Like this family moves to an area and suddenly realise they're in a soap. I don't know how really to play it, but hey ho.
There was something I wanted to do at some point that was similar to that, and I can't for the life remember what it was.
Would you like a topic?
Yes, please.
So I've got one, two, three, four left. One's quite weak. So get the weak one out of the way first, and then move to a stronger one.
There you go, then.
Did you hear the creator of Dragon Ball Z died?
I did hear.
Do you know anything about Dragon Ball Z?
I know I'm not that interested in it.
No, I don't know anything either. In other news, what's all this about the funeral parlour then, eh?
Oh, I nearly wrote about that
Mhm.
in my list of things.
Mm.
I don't honestly know.
So, for those of you that don't know, there's a funeral parlour in Hull, an independent funeral
It's a fucking shithole as well.
parlour. There's got a couple of branches, or three branches, and the police have been involved. And we haven't gotten a lot of details, but apparently it's something to do with a man in his 40s and a woman in her 20s have been arrested on the basis of like it's something to do with unlawful disposal of a body or unlawful preventing a dignified burial, something like that, with bodies. Um, I think one of the investigating officers said it was like the most disgusting thing he's ever seen, or something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
Um, so, I mean, the leading theory is that they went cheap and buried empty caskets or whatever, things like that. Maybe they had a load of bodies removed, and the police have set up a helpline, asking for people to ring in if they're concerned about relatives. So, yeah, maybe they've just been doing stuff on the cheap. Maybe it's more sinister. I had one person suggest that maybe instead of burying the bodies, they've cut the costs by taking the money for a funeral and just dumping them into a river.
I mean, it is Hull.
Mm. You really hate Hull, don't you?
I fucking hate Hull.
Why'd you hate Hull?
I've been to quite a few places in this country. Not as many as I'd like, but I've been to quite a few. Hull is genuinely the only one where every part of it I saw, with the exception of the deep.
Yes, I was going to say I thought it was a sea life centre, but it's not. It's a deep in it.
Yeah, with the exception of the deep, which is fish and penguins and stuff.
Yeah.
With the exception of that specific place, every other part of Hull that I saw screamed the word poverty at me. And I shouldn't really hold it against Hull. I should hold it against the country as a whole. That are places like that exist. But God, do I hate Hull. Also, whenever I was watching Look North back in the day,
Yeah.
the only interesting part of Look North was when Keely Donovan was on and doing the weather, and they bang on about Hull so fucking much.
Yeah. Well, I'm
I just
sorry
fed up with
you
it. I
despise
hate Hull.
Hull.
I don't know anyone who likes Hull.
I don't
If you're
know.
not from Hull, go fuck yourself.
Thanks for watching.
Do you know anyone from Hull?
No, mercifully.
No, no. It's just no one worth knowing.
Hmm.
I mean, the House Martins were from Hull, I think.
Oh.
But I mean, they only had a few good songs.
Well, speaking of people trapped in a living hell, did you hear the last person in the iron lung died?
I did actually. I nearly wrote that
Or the
down. I saw
longest
the article. I don't.
person who he spent 70 years,
Is it Paul Alexander or something
something
like that?
like that. I don't know.
Is it that's either him or his brother's name?
70 years in an iron lung.
I mean, I'll get a level with you. I'd have probably told him to knock me off by then.
Oh, kill you. Sorry, I thought you meant like a hand job. Yeah,
I mean, either or. That's one hell of a confusing. I
he,
expect him to kill you and I'm getting jerked off
he
instead.
he did have a well. He got used to it.
Oh, you'd have to.
He could read.
What if you had an itch?
Well, I guess it's just mental concentration. I remember when Jim Carrey, when he played the Grinch in The Grinch, the costume he was wearing was so awfully uncomfortable that it was akin to torture. And they had to get someone in from the CIA to teach him like torture resistant techniques.
See, I think the better solution is to improve the costume.
Well, it's a great costume, and he's great in that film.
Yeah, but I mean, just make the costume to a point where it's not so horrendous for him. Surely,
no.
rather than getting the CIA involved.
That's a lot of money. We don't have the time.
Well.
Prosthetics and costumes are never really comfy. Nobody really likes doing it. You're never going to get a costume that was like snug as a bug in a rug.
I would absolutely wear a prosthetic nose for shits and gigs. Would you?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not a child.
No, in my look, I'd end up getting accused of being some sort of hate criminal.
No, I wouldn't like to live in an iron lung, but as you say, you probably would get used to it. I think. As much as I'd hate it, I probably would learn to live with it and find a way to be, successful within the parameters of what I define as success. Where the fuck is this blood, please?
I don't know, mate.
Is this it? This is it. Where have you gone? Show me the way, Tom Barnaby. John Nettles even. Go on then. Let's. How many? Have you got many topics left?
I have got 4 left.
I have
And I will.
got one.
Is it a big one?
No,
Okay. Did you want to do that, or do you want me to pick one of mine?
pick one of yours.
How many people do you think Arnie, as for T-800, kills in Terminator 2?
I would imagine. Is this going to be like one of those ones where it's like James Bond only kills one person in The Man with the Golden Gun?
Does he really only kill one person?
Yeah, he only kills Scaramanga.
That's fair enough. No, that's not the.
Is it going to be like 5 or something?
Just
Where's Meat Dog?
you
I
get
can't.
3. You get 3 total guesses.
Right.
Are your guesses 1, 5, and then an as yet undetermined
No,
guess?
my first guess is 5.
No,
Okay, my second guess is 207.
no. Would you like to know which one was closer?
Yeah.
5.
Okay, 20.
No.
Right, how many?
0. Arnie, as for T-800, kills no people
Oh, I'm a silly Billy, aren't I?
in Terminator
Because
2.
he's the good guy, isn't he?
He is the good guy in Terminator 2.
Yeah. I've never seen the Terminator 2 or the Terminator 1. I've seen
you
the
not?
Terminator 3.
Just 3's the way it starts going crazy
Well, yeah, they get.
and off the rails.
I know there's like 4 more after that.
Yeah, it went absurd. Terminator 1, I saw at a sleepover when I was like 9.
Huh.
And it was just very definitely not a film I should have been watching at that age. It was
I,
fucking-
yeah, I remember when I was a kid. Um, there was Channel 5 had like a sci-fi Saturday or something, right? So every day, yeah, all day they had science fiction shows. So I remember this distinctly. So we had, well, maybe not completely, but we had the original War of the Worlds, which I watched, and then they had Star Trek Insurrection, which I watched,
Okay.
and I think maybe they had a break for the news or something, and then I think it must have been something else. But later on, they had Predator at 9 o'clock, and my mum said, "Right, Predator's fucking awesome. Let's watch that." So I sat with my mum while she did the ironing, and we watched Predator. And then it was Alien after that, and she said, "No, too scary. Go to bed."
I mean, to be fair,
So,
after 2.
yeah, yeah. I distinctly remember that. Also, she bought me Jaws for my 11th birthday. I'm sure I've told this story
Oh.
before.
Hmm.
Got to the bit where we watched it, and I was sitting on the floor, and she was lying on the sofa. And it got to the bit where Alex Kittner, the kid on the Lilo, gets eaten,
Hmm.
and that's a really violent scene. Like the blood is churning like fuck, and there's everybody's. I've given up on this animal. I have been doing so fucking badly today,
That's all right.
and I swear I've had good luck with this, and I have been attacked by wolves before, and it's pretty dope actually. Um, yes, so it gets to the bit where Alex Kidd has been killed, and there's blood in the water, and it's really violent, and everybody's panicking. And then his mum, it slows down, everybody's out of the water, and he tacks over, and his mum's like a little concerned because she's been listening to music or whatever, and she's calling out his name and looking for him, and then his inflatable, all torn and shredded, washes up on the beach, and I was fucking horrified by this, and I turned around, and my mum just gave me a look as if to say, "Yup, there you go."
Oh.
And it's like, yeah,
Just when you thought it was safe to go in the water.
yeah, yeah. Oh, mum introduced me to some pretty cool films. Come to think of it, also Seven. I we're
Ah.
we're on holiday. I don't think it was in Greece, but we were on holiday in Spain, and I don't know how we got onto it, but we ended up talking about Seven, and Mum said it was really cool. So I ended up looking it up on the Spanish computer, and I watched it when I got home, and it's one of my favourite films. So, yeah. Your parents ever introduce you to anything cool?
Depression, disappointment,
Right.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah. Pulp Fiction.
Um,
Da, da,
did
da,
you know that
da,
we've probably gone over this before, but
da.
you can get various stats about your Steam account
Yeah.
through steamdb.info, and I've just tried to find you, and it won't let me find you because I think I'm using the wrong name. But I had a look at mine yesterday,
Mm,
and what this thing does is it looks at what you've got on your account. It says what the lowest prices these things have ever been, and totals them up to give you a lowest your
mm,
price your account could be worth,
mm,
and what all those same things are at today's prices.
mm,
When I looked yesterday, my Steam account at today's prices, so yesterday's prices, was worth about £20,000. If you bought all those games, it would cost you
uh,
£20,000 yesterday. Today,
mm.
because there's a fucking sale on, that's dropped down to £8,117.
Well, that's pretty
They've
dope.
wiped £12,000 off my fucking Steam account
I'm not sure
by
what
putting a sale on.
functional purpose that serves, apart from to make it look cool. And I guess you could, if you found a buyer deluded enough, you could sell them and make a bit of money.
Yeah, like you can absolutely justify trying to sell a Steam
Uh,
account for maybe a mid-range price between the two,
yeah.
right?
It's like,
And I've got Spec Ops for Line, which I don't think is on sale anymore.
oh,
So but no. How many games do you think it tells me I have?
20,
20 games.
20, I don't know, 20,000, 25,000 games.
Christ, they'd be not very expensive if it was
No.
25,000 games and it came to 8,000 of a lot.
1,371.
You are 201 out.
1,972.
What you've done is you've added 401 to that. I have I have
I not say
1,500.
1,700? Or did I say 1,300?
You said
Right,
1,371. You
1,000.
added 401 to it.
I see what I've done there. I've gotten a bit
Yeah.
confuddled. 1,572.
Yes, that's exactly how many games it tells me I have. It
Right.
reckons I've played 633 of them, which is 40%.
Okay.
The average price of my games, apparently, at today's prices, is £5.92.
Hmm.
And at these prices, the amount of time I've spent playing, and it only includes prices that have the games that have a price as well, because some of them are free. It reckons I've spent 60 pence an hour,
Hmm.
like the equivalent of 60 pence an hour for what I've played. Because it reckons I've played nearly 9,200 hours.
I think you've got your money's worth.
I would say so, yeah, for
Well,
most part. And there's all these games I still want to play. Like I've got the Assassin's Creed games on here. Like I looked today, it reckons I've got the entire fucking series,
hmm.
so I could just play all the Assassin's Creed games, and I want to as soon as I ever get around to it. I just want to do the quick maths on it. 9194 divided by 24, 383 days.
Oof.
So if I take off a 365 for a year, 1 year and 18 days worth of my life over the last 13.2 years.
Hmm.
13.2 times 365.25 divided by, what was it? I've forgotten now. 13.2 times. No,
I'm so glad we're going to
13.2
Australia next
times
time because that's a lot easier than this.
4821.
There's a bear
And
somewhere
then
around here. Let's see if we can find that.
9194 divided by 24 is 383. So 4821 divided by 383. No, sorry, no. 383 divided by 4821. 8% of my life since I got my Steam account has been spent playing a game on Steam. 8% of my life.
It's like the statistics you get when you die.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd
that'll be
love
on there.
that. I think that would be pretty dope. Yeah.
I honestly think it would probably. It's got to be quite a high number in the grand scheme of things, population-wise, hasn't it?
Well, I suppose I want to know absolutely everything when I die. Everything about me. I want to know all the times people thought of me and what they thought of me. I just want to know the
Right.
lot.
Apparently, in terms of how much Left for Dead 2 cost me, I have more than definitely got my money's worth because every hour I play is free.
Hmm.
It cost me 85 pence, and I've played 274 hours of it.
Oh yeah, well, see, I'm always wary when I buy a game because I want to absolutely make sure I get my money's worth.
Mm.
Um, and 9 times out
Yeah,
of
like
10, I think I'm right. Like this game, I got this around Christmas. I play this. I still play this regularly. Like I've absolutely got my money's worth out of this.
the least cost-effective game for me thus far is the Golf Club 2019 featuring PGA Tour. A game
Uh,
which cost me £45, and I've spent 11.6
Jesus,
hours on it.
45
So I think that's the price I paid. The Last of Us, which I completed the story of, I got it cost me 2.72, £2.72 an hour.
Mm,
Enshrouded, which is one that I've been talking about recently. I've played 17 hours so far, and I've already got that down to £1.33 an hour.
mm.
F123, which cost me 60 quid, I'm down to 88 pence an hour.
See, that sounds actually kind of cool.
What, the stats?
Yeah.
Yeah. GTA 4, which I've only really started being able to play fairly recently, 25 pence an hour.
Mm.
Uh, Cyberpunk, 23 pence an hour after over
I
100
was,
hours.
yeah, I was thinking about GTA 4 recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only main GTA game I haven't played. I do mean main GTA game. None of your ballads of Gay Tony or that could have gone very nasty, couldn't it?
It could have gone very definitely nasty. Well, it's not got. It's only got 100 games on here, which seems
Mm.
quite weird for the.
Managed to creep up on the fucker though, didn't I? Eh?
Oh no, sorry, it's not. It's not the most.
Fuck
The
you,
least expensive.
Yogi.
There's a game called Between the Stars, which I spent £25 on, and I've played 16 minutes of.
Alright.
No Man's Sky, £25, 3 minutes.
Are you gonna go through every single game you own?
No, not every single one.
Right.
I'm just scrolling through it.
Okay.
I'm just curious. It's one of those things that
Mm.
now F123 is the most expensive game I've bought.
You criticise me for not watching your games.
Oh, I mean, I'm trying to. This conversation topic, Ben.
All right.
You
Please,
can berate me for my lack of.
please continue.
What do you think the highest rated game that I own is?
How are we rating these? Is it in terms of audience
This
or
is this
critics?
is this is uh, Metacritic and well the percentage rating as per Steam by the looks of it.
Well, I don't know
So
every game you
viewers,
own. Is it one
no,
I'm
but
familiar with?
yeah, you've heard of it for sure. We've talked about it. I'd happily play it with you.
Uh, is it the pirate one?
You mean Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
No, it's not that one.
Okay. Is it
I would happily play that with you
is it Cyberpunk?
though. Nope.
Give me a clue.
It's a Valve game.
Oh, is it Portal?
Portal 2.
All
I
right.
would. I mean, you're close enough.
I'll let
The
chat
rating
for a
between
bit.
them is less than 1% difference, but there is one game between them, which again I would play with you.
Look at this shack.
Stardew Valley is also the second on the list.
Someone left a perfectly good frying pan here.
Yeah, you would tell them to take your frying pan with you, wouldn't you? When you turn your shack into a hide.
Hmm.
But no, I just it I thought it was interesting that it's such a.
Mm,
I've got. I've spent so many fucking hours of my life.
mm,
8%. If you round it, it's 8% of my life on Steam.
mm,
God, that's depressing. Nothing's going to change, though.
Well, if you think that's embarrassing, did you hear what Madonna did?
No, what did Madonna do?
So Madonna was at this concert, right? As a performer, not as a member of the audience.
Yep.
And she asked everybody to get up and clap their hands. Nobody was doing so, and then she noticed one guy wasn't. It's like, why are you sitting down?
Oh,
Come on, get up, clap your. Oh God, you're in a wheelchair. I'm sorry.
honestly,
That wasn't politically correct, was it? That's what she
no, it
said.
wasn't.
It was like, for
That
fuck's
was
sake, Mad
that was a
Madonna.
bad call.
More like Mad Donna.
That's terrible.
Mad Donna. Yeah.
That's absolutely
I
terrible.
think that was a character in 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps.
It was definitely a Donna.
Uh,
Huh. How peculiar.
yeah, and so dies the last of my topics.
Um, so this website tells you apparently how many people are playing the particular game at that exact moment in time.
Oh, lovely.
And because I happen to see it on the list, it turns out 49 people are playing Spec Ops for Line right now.
Right. How many people are playing
Uh,
Call of the Wild?
I'm going to check that now. Call of the Wild.
Not the fishing one.
No, the Hunter. There are 3,177 people right now. The peak,
I
it
guarantee you I'm the
seems,
worst person playing this game at this
the peak at the moment appears to be 23,612.
Hmm.
It was during a free weekend in December 2021.
Right.
And the 24-hour peak, so which I'm assuming means the most people over the last 24 hours, was 4,912.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
no one's watching it on Twitch right now.
How many people are playing Left 4 Dead 2? Electric
Left 4
Boogaloo.
Dead. Left 4 Dead 2. See, this is suddenly all that interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I like this
Uh,
bit.
ni- 19,619 people.
God,
The
Valve,
peak.
that's such a fucking good thing for Valve, isn't it? They really hit the mother lode when they made that game.
What do you think the peak is?
A
The
hu-
all-time peak.
110,000.
You've lowballed it.
210,000.
You've overly highballed it. It's
One
almost slap bang in the middle.
111. Fuck. Fuck, don't move, you hairy cunt. You moved.
162,399.
Hmm. I'm sorry I called that bear a hairy C word.
What do you let's see, pick another game and I want to see if you can get it right.
Um,
More people are currently playing Stardew Valley than are playing Left 4 Dead.
how many people are playing Stardew Valley?
30,307.
Hmm.
The all-time peak is lower though, at only 94,000.
Let's have
But
let's
there's an
have
update for that coming out
let's
soon.
have like a game that's a bit sort of offbeat. You know, something that. Where are you? There you are.
I've just checked Grand Theft Auto just because GTA
Which?
5,
Oh, okay.
just out of curiosity, and the oh my god, it's not had any peak since the release. The release was the absolute highest it's been at 364,500. There's 77,000 in there right now.
Of course, there fucking is.
So yeah, sorry, go ahead.
That's why they're so resistant, or were so resistant to make GTA 6.
Six.
That
Yeah.
that shit costs money, and if you're raking it in on the online, why would you even bother?
Well, exactly. What type of game did you want to find?
Um, I want to get something that's a bit offbeat and not really a massive big mainline game sort of thing, you know.
Yeah. Okay. What sort of thing can you think of?
Um, Red Dead Redemption. No, I'm kidding. Um, let's have Tomb Raider 1.
The original.
Yeah.
Uh, they've got Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered, starring. Oh no, Tomb Raider 1, 1996.
Yeah. How many people are
There are
playing?
there is a number of people currently playing.
Is it 11?
It is 11 people. I did start saying it,
I
didn't
know.
I? What do you think the peak is?
12?
The 24-hour peak is 18. The all-time peak is from 2 years ago, and it's 211.
Well, look, look, I always I bought that. I bought the I don't think it was Tomb Raider 1 to 3. I think it was like a collection of Tomb Raider games. I think I played a bit of one of them and then sort of got bored. But I remember
Hmm.
my mum played Tomb Raider when we were younger on the old PC that we had, and I always associate Tomb Raider Lara Croft with Lucasade. I remember there was like a tie-in thing for like the newest Tomb Raider game, and she was on the bottle. So I always associate Tomb Raider with Lucasade and my mum shooting dogs in Vienna or wherever the fuck it is.
I've just had a little look at the game that one of the game I'm most interested in getting from the Humble Bundle this month, and
Yeah.
it is the new, by which I mean supposedly improved recent re-release of the original Saints Row game.
Hmm.
They remade the game. It's not a matter of they just remastered it like the GTA ones that they did
Hmm.
when they did the trilogy, and they didn't really remaster it. They almost demastered it, if I can say. But this Saints Row game has 680 people playing right now. The all-time peak since it was released 7 months ago, 4,147 people.
Hmm.
That's how bad that game has been received.
That is very low, isn't it?
It's incredibly low for such a. I would expect it
Well,
to be a much higher
that's the
release.
remastered version, yeah.
No, it's not really remastered. It's a brand new game, but it's
Because
like they haven't got the
can you even
original
get the
games on.
original GTA games on Steam anymore? The original
Um,
2D universe games.
what for Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, GTA 3, San Andreas, and Vice City in their original form without not the remastered version. I
You know what? That is a good question.
I'm
I
under the
don't know if you
impression you
can.
can only get the remastered versions on Steam now, like the fucking Star Trek or Star Wars prequels.
Grand Theft Auto 2 and 3 are available. I don't know if the list goes further. Let me just the list. GTA 3 is on here twice, plus the
And
definitive
that's
edition.
good because that sort of
Okay.
suggests one of them is the remastered version and one of them is the
Well,
original.
no, because the definitive edition is the remaster.
Okay.
So they've got that and then two other entries. One from oh no, hang on a minute, that can't be right. Okay, they've got one which is it looks legit and one that doesn't for the GTA 3.
Well,
GTA 2 is on here as well,
yes,
which is one of the top
top
down
down
ones.
ones.
There are
What
two
about?
people currently playing that game.
Oh, I love that little. That sounds so fun.
What GTA
No,
2?
that option.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, he smelt me. Um.
There's probably a game we could get out of it and trying to find the most played game.
Well, yeah. Here's an
But the
idea.
trouble is, it's probably GTA 5.
Well, you could give me
Clues.
three. You could look up three games, and
Okay.
then I could see if I can guess which one has the most people playing it.
Okay.
Have you got any more topics?
Two, but they're both shit.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we'll visit those when we get bored of this game we've just invented. Which, thinking about it, is basically play your cards right.
Which higher or lower? Higher or lower?
Hiya.
Okay, just write that one down.
Yes, there
Uh,
reminds me when Bruce Forsyth was on Have I Got News for You, and they did a parody of it. It was during the Iraq War, and the game was Play Your Iraqi Cards Right,
oh
where they
bloody hell!
they had like members of the Iraqi political scene and military, and you had to guess whether um, the next card was higher or lower. Saddam Hussein was the ace in the hole, I think. They wanted to call it apparently. They wanted to call it "Play Your Curds Right," but
Okay, that's kind of funny.
that was vetoed apparently. Apparently.
Uh,
uh,
just trying to, I'm trying to find games that are reasonably comparable.
uh,
Because like, if I pick, you know,
Red Dead
you can,
Redemption 2, and then if you go like some weird angling fishing game, and
like,
uh,
it's going to be really obvious, isn't it?
something that hasn't been played in fucking ages.
Yeah. What? Okay. Let's go with this one.
Or you could just do a Is there like a random game option?
I don't think there is. No.
You can just choose, or just look, random Steam game, and hope that they're vaguely obscure, and then I have to figure out from the description. Here's a game where you pretend to be the Prime Minister versus a random fishing game, and here's, I don't know, Steeplejack Stimulator 2023.
Okay, I've got three games.
Okay.
So am I telling you what these games are?
Yeah, tell me. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna. Number three is the one. What the fuck? Yes, please do.
No, am I telling you the games, or am I describing them and getting you to guess them?
You are, you are telling me the games, and I can get
Okay,
descriptions
so
if I need them.
there is Dead Space, the original 2008 release.
Okay, I'm aware of that. That's a creepy, scary one.
Yep. Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Is that a sort of old game?
2014, I think. Let me just
Okay,
double check.
I think that is that. I think that's part of a series, isn't it? Because I have a
It
feeling.
is. It's part of a series.
Okay,
Came out in 2013. Sorry, no, October 2013. That's pretty fucking close,
when did
actually.
Dead Space 2008? You said, right?
2008, I specified. Yes.
Okay.
And Watch Dogs Legion.
When did that come out?
Watch Dogs Legion came out in uh, apparently 2023.
Okay,
I thought it was a
I'm
bit older than that.
I'm gonna discount Dead Space,
Okay.
and I'm tempted to discount the Watch Dogs one simply on the basis that there's a lot of shooty action games out there, and even if that had come out like 10 years ago, that would be discounted easily. But the fact that it came out last year is sort of giving me pause. I'm gonna go Deus Ex is currently the most played.
You are incorrect.
Is it Watch Dogs?
You are
Oh well,
incorrect.
that's something. It's Dead Space.
It's fucking Dead Space.
That's all
I was
right.
amazed by this.
Go on. What scores in the
They're
doors?
quite low numbers. So Dead Space has 375
Mhm.
currently playing that game.
Mhm.
Deus Ex has 229,
Okay.
and Watch Dogs Legion has 131.
Well, I was right to discount Watch Dogs at least,
Yeah.
and I think my reasoning
Um,
was,
yeah. I mean, the fact is,
sound
I
enough.
had a look. The original Dead Space release had t- uh, oh no, I'm an idiot. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I looked at them both, and I wrote. It wasn't the 2008 one. It was the re-release of Dead Space.
When did that come out?
That was last year.
Oh well, I might have. That
Yeah.
may well have given me pause for thought.
Actually, funny enough, Dead Space 2008 came out in 2009.
Oh,
According to this.
well, they do that, don't they?
Yeah. That one's got 72 people in it, so you were doing absolutely right to discount that. I looked at them both, and then I
Mm.
picked the higher one, and I forgot to write down the right one.
Go
That's
on,
my bad.
give us another.
Okay. Let me think. If I go with,
Leisure Suit
oh, hang
Larry.
on, hang on. Okay. That's that number. We've got okay, and finally, no, I just clicked the wrong one. Okay, so which game do you think has more current players
Okay.
out of Half-Life 2,
Yeah.
Portal, or the original release of Half-Life? Like Half-Life Source, I've double checked. The original 1998 release of Half-Life.
That was a cracking shot, incidentally.
I think with these all being Valve games
So
and
Half
all being
Life, what was it? Half Life Two, the original
Half-Life 2,
Portal.
the original Portal, or the original Half-Life.
They are so chunky and cuddly, aren't they, bears? It's such a shame they're like perfect murder machines because you just want to give them a cuddle.
It looks so fat from the front. Just cancel that. I mean, when you swing it round again, so you look at its ass. It looks quite skinny from that
Yeah,
angle, doesn't it? But it's really chunky from the front.
very chub. But look, it's got paws for cuddles, and you can nuzzle in its fur, and it's got a big, sweet, kissy face.
Mm. So
Um,
yeah, which one? Which one?
Portal.
You think Portal currently has?
Don't say it like that.
Oh,
The right.
I just found a thing.
What?
Oh, brilliant. Sorry. So yeah, you're saying Portal.
Well, my logic is as much as people love the Half-Life games, I think I have always felt Portal is arguably more popular.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going with Portal, please.
That is the lowest on the list.
Fuck's sake, is it Half-Life 2?
No.
Fuck's sake, is it
The
Half-Life?
original Half-Life has 1,127 people currently playing it.
I do love that game.
Yeah. It's a good game. I prefer Half-Life 2, I think.
Is Half-Life 2 more
As
than Portal?
yeah,
Oh,
Portal is the lowest.
fuck's sake. Oh yeah, you
um,
did say, didn't you?
I I'm going to see if you can guess now. I've just found out how to find out what the top games are. It's
Oh,
showing me the top 100 games.
okay.
So
Do you want me to guess them all?
no, I don't really guess them all. I want to see. I'm going to give you the chance to name 10 games.
Okay.
I want to see if they're on this list. And the
Right.
highest scoring, the one you get the highest. If you get anything in the top 20, I'll be very impressed. If you get anything in the top 5, then fucking amazing.
GTA 5.
GTA 5 is currently 10th on the list.
That does not bode well because I figured that would be top 5.
Yep. GTA 5, 10th. Go ahead.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is number 47.
Okay. Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is number 57. You are sliding down this.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Leisure Suit Larry is not in the top 100.
Fuck.
And for argument's sake, I want to see where Leisure Suit Larry is. Leisure Suit. Are we assuming that we're talking about Wet Dreams Don't Dry, or are we talking about Wet Dreams Dry Twice? Shape Up or Slip Out, Love for Sale, Magna Cum Laude, In the Land of the Land Lizards, Passionate Patty in the Pursuit of the Pulsating Something.
That one.
That one, Passionate Patty. That's
Yeah.
number 3. That's quite old, that one. That's from.
Oh,
No.
I thought for a second there, I thought you meant number 3 on the top 100.
No.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'm going to go with Wet Dreams Don't Die because I think I own that one.
Of course you
It came out in 2018. It has 12 people currently playing it. I got it as part of a bundle. I'm sure it is.
They're playing with something, but they're not playing with that.
I want to play it, but at the same time, I don't know if I want people to know that I've played that.
They already. Well, I do now.
No, I've not played it yet.
Uh
I
huh.
just own it.
Okay. You're all right.
God. So you've had 3 guesses. I'm not counting Leisure Suit Larry as a guess because neither of us really thought I was going to.
No, it was just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
What's
I'm
another
surprised you know about
popular?
Leisure Suit Larry.
It's another. Of course I do. It's like my go-to joke game
Really?
name. Yeah.
Why are we not playing
I'm
it?
sure I've made that joke before.
Why are we not playing it?
Is there a chess game on there?
So if I type chess, no, there's nothing that has the word chess
That's
in
a
it.
shame because that's.
I know that none of the top 9 are chess games.
Okay.
I've actually heard of all of these, and in fact, I own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 6 of the top 10.
Okay. Let's go. Portal 2.
Portal 2. Portal 2 is not in the top 100.
What's a popular? Oh,
Portal isn't in the top 100 either.
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. I'm assuming you mean
The most recent
number
one, not the
3.
one from like the 90s.
Baldur's Gate is 8th on the list.
That's good. They were talking
That
about
is
that
right.
in work.
Okay, I own that. That is one of those that I own. I've still not played it though. Like Baldur's Gate is 8th. That's your peak.
Right.
If you get top 5, I will send you a fiver.
Okay.
Obviously, I have an advantage of knowing that you're probably not going to get one in the top 5. But if you do, I will. That will be your prize.
How many guesses do I get?
Well, you've had 5 guesses already.
Do you want to give me 5 more and we'll make it even 10?
Well, I did say you'd get 10 guesses.
Did you? Oh, I don't listen.
Yeah, right at the start. 10 guesses to get the highest you can out of the top 100.
What are people playing?
Well, That's the question, isn't it?
Can I be as broad as Call of Duty?
Well, I mean, you can because what's happened here? Oh, I fucked it up. I pressed the wrong. Oh no, it's that one. You can because number 9 on the list is called Call of Duty. So,
Okay, you sort of sound like you're suggesting there's another Call of Duty game on there.
well, it might well be, but
Higher up
there
and
is at
all.
least there is no, not higher than that. There's why is it not? Okay, no, there is one Call of Duty on there, and it is
Okay.
that one that is in ninth place. So it is not. It's sadly you need to do better still.
Okay. What are popular video games of the time?
I don't know. You tell me. With your 4 guesses left,
Is Mario on Steam? I don't
Mario is
think
not
so.
on Steam. I'm not gonna take that as seriously.
I could do The Sims, but I don't think The Sims is as popular as once it was.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I certainly don't think it's top 5.
No. As an aside, do you think it would if any of them would be in the top 100?
I reckon that there might well be a Sims game in the top 100. I don't think it's top 5.
Sims 4 is 34th.
Look at that.
Only 2 spaces above Project Zomboid,
Right. Well, that's
which I
narrow.
figured you'd never gonna guess.
Well, I forgot it existed for a time.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Four guesses to go.
Right.
You really want this fiber, don't you?
I want to prove. I want to make you proud. Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is not in the top 100.
Fuck.
Let's see what Sea of Thieves has actually got going on for it. I assume I have to click on that one. That has 7,282 people in it at the moment, which means it's the lowest on this list has 8,893.
What am I familiar with these games? Do you think?
I would say that you have definitely heard of at least one of them. You've probably heard recently about at least one more. I have played a ridiculous amount of time of another one,
Okay.
and there's one here that you have absolutely no hope in hell of getting.
World of Warcraft on
That's not on Steam.
Steam. Okay. RuneScape.
You know what? Good shout. RuneScape is not on this list.
Fuck.
Again, I wanna just double check and see where that is because I want to know if they're counting it because they might not count the stats for
They don't
that.
count it. I want my guess back.
RuneScape is on here. It counts 2,725 people at the
That's
moment.
not a lot, is it? But I suppose they're playing it through
No,
Steam, aren't they? You can get it on other things.
and old school RuneScape has 1,098. So yeah, you don't have to play it through Steam. So,
No,
but
I
they
didn't.
do count it. So sadly, I can't. I
So
can't
what
give
have I
you that one
got?
back.
3 guesses left.
That's my count. Yeah, you got 3 left.
Okay, 3.
I'm having quite a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, it's tense. Let
It's a shame that this is probably going to be the same sort of stats for at least I'd say 6 months now, 3 to 6 months. So we can't play this again for a little while.
that's okay.
Put it in the calendar. We'll play again next year.
um, let me see. What's a popular video game?
I can't tell you because
Mrs. Pac-Man? I don't know. The kids still wild about Mrs. Pac-Man.
no, no.
Uh, ah,
For anyone at home, feel free to comment with what you think are the top games at the moment. Obviously, you have the facilities to cheat,
two
so
dead
I'm going to
piggies.
trust that you don't.
One dead piggy.
An angry piggy.
This is where a shotgun would come in handy, really, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
Yeah.
Did he make you come?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Right. I'm not going to worry about you because you're dead. Where's the other one? There was another one looking for a fight, wasn't there? No,
No, I'm
I've
with you.
killed it. I know there's a third body over there. Right, and then cold dead
Three
eyes.
three guesses to go, Ben. Go on.
Well, I need to think of a game that's popular, don't I?
Ideally, yeah.
What's a
Unless, of
popular
course,
game?
any of them have got long term just appeal that for some reason means people are playing them a lot. Although to be fair, your highest answer at the moment, Baldur's
Left
Gate
for
3,
Dead
is
2.
it's not in the top five.
I know we covered that. I
It's
thought.
53rd.
All right. Okay. So that puts it in
Your
perspective because Left for Dead 2
your
was.
highest your highest scoring one, Baldur's Gate 3, has 90,354 people.
That's higher than GTA 5, was it?
That is higher than GTA 5, which has 74,875 people.
And Baldur's Gate.
Assuming that these stats are
Where did
correct.
Baldur's Gate? Where was
Pardon?
that? Which
That
what?
was eighth. That was
Eighth.
two positions higher.
Fuck.
But again, the thing about GTA 5 is that it's got people who will be playing it outside of Steam. Because you got the Rockstar launcher as well, haven't you?
I'm very tempted to say Dark Souls, but I don't think that's going to be up there. I know it's popular. Do I have any better guesses? Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls, you reckon?
Yeah.
Dark Souls 2. None of the Dark Souls games,
Oh,
that is, none of the games that are called Dark Souls,
Bug.
are in the top.
I don't think I can do it, Jordan.
You got two guesses left.
I've got one guess.
Why?
Because I don't I have one guess?
I thought you had two.
Okay, fine. I'm sure I've got one.
No, and if you want to know it, if you want to make it one, by all
If you want to
means,
give me two, I'll take two. But
take two.
okay, okay. What is a popular video game? What are the kids talking about? What are they doing? What's going on with them? Now, the problem with me is I don't know an awful lot about video games. And the games I think are popular probably aren't popular. Euro Truck Simulator sprung to mind. I can't imagine that's in the top 5, so I'm not going to guess it.
Interesting decision.
It was the right decision, and you know it.
You're right, it is the correct decision. It's not in the top 5. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is 48th on the list.
There you go. Didn't guess it, doesn't count.
No, absolutely.
I
Not?
know, I just want it established. I will be so fucking proud of myself if I do this. Like, genuinely.
I feel like realistically, there were 3 of these I might have guessed if it was the other way round.
Okay.
Based on what I know about.
Oh, look at that. That's a big chunk.
It is. I just need to disappear for like 30 seconds, so bear with.
Okay. I guess I'm covering it alone. What could it be, audience? Oh, what's you know what? I'm sort of tempted to cheat. I'm not going to. That would take all the fun out of it. And I want to see if I can do it. I don't think I can. 2 guesses left. Lovely. 2 guesses left. I mean, Cyberpunk is. So I've already guessed Cyberpunk and it ranked. I know Baldur's Gate is popular. This explains to the audience that I could cheat, but I'm not going to.
Ah.
Because that would be shitty of me. And it's Steam as well. I'm not just guessing popular video games. I'm guessing popular Steam games.
That is a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got 2 guesses left.
2 guesses.
So I'm trying to visualize the Steam front page, which I haven't been on for a couple of
I
weeks.
own 3, and I think technically 4 of the top 5. Because one of them is, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but because one of them is you're never going to guess it, I'll probably let you have it if you get the 6th highest.
No, we're doing this fucking fair and square.
Oh, fair enough. Well, when you know what they are.
I am not. I'm not going to get this 5. I know I'm not. And honestly, I don't mind. What's more important to me is that I
you wanna
It's
you wanna.
happening. It's happening. Oh fuck.
Why isn't John Nettles defending you?
John Nichols can't defend me.
You absolutely should.
Oh right, that some fucking wolf pack that turned out to be.
You've been attacked by a lone wolf.
Uh, this must have been the beta. Yes, thank you, John Nettles. I know where the body is.
Oh, brilliant! That's funny. Go on,
Um,
two guesses. We haven't got long. You're coming up to like an hour and a half, an hour 40 minutes.
I may I have a clue? Let's forget about the fiver. May I have a clue? You've
You,
definitely spoken about at least one of these, and you definitely know I know about one of these.
I have played a ridiculous amount of time on one of these.
I know you did
So
a
I feel like we've probably
ridiculous amount of time on RuneScape.
yes, I have. That's not on the that's not in there sadly.
I
But
doubt the
um,
F1 game's going to be that high.
nope.
No.
I would say the best clue I can give you is either a very recent game that we've probably talked about, or if not, I've been tended to talk to you about,
Hmm.
or online multiplayer sorts of games.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley is on the list, but it's not in the top. That's 32nd.
Right. World of Warcraft.
No, that's not on Steam. So that
What's a multiplayer, massive multiplayer online role playing game that's on Steam?
no, not that kind of game.
Okay, what kind
Just
of game?
just a, just a multiplayer game. But in fact, an esports one. Think of something that you play as an esports player.
Oh, was it FIFA?
No, FIFA's not in the top.
Madden?
Let's see if let's FIFA's not.
Wait,
No,
esports?
Madden.
That's not.
Yeah, esports. That's what I said. Esports.
That's a video game sport, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like
Would
like
FIFA class as as an esport?
if you are playing it as an esport, yeah, you can do that. They
Uh,
have competitive.
okay, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean now. Sorry, I thought it was a sporting game. StarCraft.
StarCraft, I think, is a bit too old to be on the. No, they're not on the top 100. I
Okay,
don't even know if they're
I
on
give
Steam.
up. Give me the top 10.
StarCraft is perhaps the closest guess to one of these that you've made so far.
Give me the
So
top. Go through the top 10.
in 10th place we have GTA 5.
Yeah,
In ninth place we have the Call of Duty that you mentioned.
yeah.
In 8th place you have Baldur's Gate
Baldur's
3.
Gate. Yeah.
That was your peak. In 7th place is Rust.
I
Yeah,
have heard of that. I never
I
ever
thought you
would
might
have.
have done, but
Which one's Rust?
it's one of those survival games where you get thrown on an island and you got to make do, and it's. I think it's a
Uh,
bit shit to be honest with you, but people fucking love it.
is it Far
Um,
Cry? Is Far Cry in the top five?
Far Cry's not in the top 5.
Fuck.
In fact, is Far Cry even in any of them? Far Cry's not even in the top 100.
Okay.
So that was 7th. 6th place is Apex Legends, which
Right.
is a
Rings a superhero thing
I think it's like a superhero
for
shooter
dorks.
competitive
Yeah.
thing. I don't know. 5th place is PUBG. Um, yeah, PUBG.
Is it Fortnite?
Fortnite's not on Steam.
Fuck.
Yeah, PUBG is in 5th place.
Right.
You're thinking the right sort of thing. You're getting there. You're getting closer in your head. Yeah, PUBG was 5th.
Yeah.
4th place, the one that you would never in a million years get, is called Source SDK Base 2007.
No.
This is why I'd be happy to let you have number 6.
Gary's mod. Is it Gary's mod?
Gary's mod is number 45th.
Hmm.
In 3rd place, Helldivers 2.
Never heard of it.
Have you not? It's a very recent game that is basically Starship Troopers.
All right.
It's one of the things I keep meaning to talk to you about.
Does it have the satire element of it, or is it just a shooty bug thing?
It has for satire, apparently.
No, well, apparently.
Yeah. No, I've not played it. I don't own it. It's on my wish list, but it's not been cheap enough to justify it.
Mm.
And I spent 30 quid on on Diablo 4 earlier. So in 2nd place, the game that I have played a ridiculous amount of time of, Dota 2.
I know of Dota 2. Never would have guessed it.
It's a
Never,
MOBA.
never would have said it.
And then number 1 with 739,000 current players
Gosh.
and over in the last 24 hours, a peak of 1.45 million
What's its all-time
players.
peak?
Its all-time peak is 1.8 million, which isn't the highest peak in the top 10 of all time. The highest peak of all time is PUBG with 3.2 million, and I
Golly.
will have a look and see what the highest of all time is shortly.
Mhm.
Counter Strike 2.
I know of Counter Strike 2. Again, never would have said it.
No, well, I figured
That's an old game, though, isn't it? Counter Strike.
Counter Strike 2 came out in 2012,
Isn't that like
but
the the
it's
the
the
um?
esports scene that makes it so popular.
Yeah, that's right. It was made in like the Half-Life engine, wasn't it? It was like the Half-Life multiplayer thing, wasn't it? Is that it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh,
Right.
let's just see
I
that's
just
still
want to
getting mileage. Can I have my fiver?
no.
Oh,
I just want to have a look what the all-time peak is, and it's apparently the highest all-time peak ever is PUBG with 3.2.
gosh.
Pal World is second with 2.1.
Huh. Where was Pal
And
World on the 100?
it had 43,000, so it'll be in the top 100, but I don't know.
Hmm. Um.
And Counter Strike 2 is third on the list of all-time peak. Let me just find Pal World if I do it. Yeah, it's definitely in the top 100, but it's sluggish when you do.
hmm.
Pal World is 20th.
Do you want to burn through your last two topics?
Nah, it's all good.
No, please do.
Well, I was gonna. One of them was actually a connections round, but we got distracted by this other thing.
Do your
And it's a,
connections round. Come on, we'll burn through
all
it.
right, all right. Okay,
We've
so
spent so little
what?
time on the cleaning game. We
That
might,
is true.
you know.
Do I need that? Do I need that? Sorry, I'm just getting rid of some pictures that I don't need because that's what I did. What the fuck is that? No, don't need that. Right then. What is the connection between John Voight,
Yeah,
Megan Fox,
yeah.
um, and Reese Frake Waterfield?
Well, I haven't heard of Reese Frake Waterfield. Are they all related to
Okay.
Angelina Jolie?
No, I know
Well,
John Voight is, but
were they
as
all
far as I'm
eaten?
aware, the others are not.
Were they all eaten by giant snakes and anaconda?
No, I don't believe Megan Fox was eaten by a giant snake in Anaconda. Although she could eat my giant snake, if you know what I mean.
Go on, give us another clue.
Okay, you've got Sylvester Stallone, Fran Drescher,
I love Fran Drescher.
and Pooh and Piglet.
Are they all communist sympathisers?
Nope.
Are they
There
all?
is only one more clue I
Go
can
on,
give you.
go on. Give me the other clue.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, these all. Oh, the Razzies.
They all won the Razzies this year.
Yes, I know that. I, yes, I remember now. I did see that the Razzies had come out this year, and it was not a good shot at all.
One, two, three, four, five of the entries are Winnie the Pooh and Blood and Honey related.
Yeah.
Reese Frank Waterfield was the director.
All right. Pooh and
So if
Piglet.
I'd said director of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, you'd know what it was, wouldn't you? So
So Pooh and Piglet is that worst actor, and they're
Wor-
credited as
worst
themselves.
worst on-screen couple.
All right.
You've got John Voight won worst actor with Mercy,
Hmm.
Megan Fox worst actress, and worst supporting actress
Hmm.
because she was in Johnny and Clyde and in Expendables, but with a four.
Was John
Sylvester
Voight in the
Stallone.
Expendables as well?
No, he was in Mercy, which
Oh,
I've not seen. Although
sorry, you did say that. I'm
that's all
sorry.
right.
I swear
Uh,
I'm losing my mind.
Stallone was in Expendables with supporting actor,
Hmm.
and then the rest of it is there's a Redeemer Award which was won by Fran Drescher, but I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
we
know
love
anything
Fran
about.
Drescher. She's a sweetheart.
I don't know who that is off the top of my head without looking.
She was in The Nanny, and she's got that laugh.
That doesn't help me. Fran Drescher.
She was a big player in the recent writer's strike.
Oh, okay. That's
Bar.
probably why they got the Redeemer Award then.
Yeah, probably.
And finally, my last topic of the night.
Hmm.
How what's your stance on pranks?
Oh well, we briefly discussed this before. I think the cornerstone of the twat.
I have performed. It's not technically a prank, but it's a silly little thing that I've done
You
um,
twat.
at work,
What did you do?
and I, we have got some tins for our coffee, tea, and sugar.
So you pissed in one of them.
How did you know? Uh, and they've got little handles on the top,
Yeah.
and so whenever I use a coffee, because I have sugar in coffee,
Mhm.
um, I turn it so that the coffee handle is facing the opposite direction to all the others.
Right.
Just as a little quirk. It's not really a prank,
It's not
right?
a prank. It's. Would you even notice that? I don't fucking know. You might get a little annoyed by it.
I just do it instinctively and I notice it.
Mm.
Like I don't intend to do it. It's like every time I put it back and I'm like, that's not the same as the others. I'm gonna leave it. It's like how I don't put the lid on my washing up liquid.
Hmm.
I leave the lid open.
Pranks
Like
always.
it just
Pranks always remind me of The Office. For start.
okay, that's understandable.
Um, I actually really like the episode in that where Dwight. There's a snowball fight and Jim basically has like a fucking psychological break because everywhere he looks is Dwight with a snowball and he fucking has it coming because he's a twat. And Friday night dinner. You
Mm,
familiar with Friday night dinner?
I am familiar with Friday Night Dinner.
The two, the
Got Mark
two,
Heap in it.
yes, the two boys in that they do pranks
I do.
and they just come across as the biggest twats,
Hello, Jackie.
biggest twats you've ever seen. Every I sort of have this head canon that a lot of the times when the actor dies, the character dies with them.
Mm,
So I sort of have this every time I think of Friday Night Dinner now because the actor who played the dad died.
yeah, it did.
So I always sort of imagine that the dad died with him. And that now every Friday night, the boys just have to go over and console their weeping mother
Mm,
while the neighbour tries to hit on her awkwardly.
Shalom, Jackie. Um, what was I going to say? I speaking of pranks, whilst I was waiting for my computer to fire up earlier, I was watching some TikTok videos
Mm,
just because I do something to pass the time, and it was showing me the prank where it's a radiation prank. So Jim pops one kernel of popcorn in the machine
mm,
and then uses it to help convince Dwight that there's a radiation leak and they all need to take time off work while it gets
mm,
fixed.
mm.
Um, which is just it's he put so much thought into it. Well, obviously the writers put so much thought into those pranks, didn't they? But
Yeah, yeah,
the one where he gets the guy to pretend to be him,
yes, Asian
they've got
Jim.
so much mileage out of that. In that and outside
Yeah,
of that.
it just seems a bit.
Because like there's that film that the John Krasinski film that's coming out soon, isn't it? Like If or something. And they had the guy whose name eludes me. I should know it, but the guy that was pretending to be him as Jim
Mm,
in the episode stood in as John Krasinski with Ryan Reynolds calling him out for it, but they're just going with it.
hmm,
It's like fucking. It's just really. It's one of those jokes that you just can't get away with. You can't avoid it anymore. It's just everywhere.
it's a good quality moose.
There's a moose loose about your. Oh, you got it.
Yeah. Well, uh, why don't we? I'm not going to show you around my trophy room. Let's just head back to
Oh, my legs.
one of these
Oh, my legs.
cabins and we'll end it there. I think this is the starting one, is it? I don't know.
Not clear.
Ah, yeah, I have done all my topics this week. So yes, I mean this is as usual. This has been fun. I hope next week we've got as many good topics as we did this time. And next time we're warming it up. We're going to Australia, and then we're New Zealand, and then we're finally ending this. Um, this isn't as pleasant as I thought it might be. Look at that toilet roll. Where's the
Are we
toilet?
not? Are we not going to do one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did I not say that? Oh no,
No,
I
you
probably
didn't.
didn't. Yeah, we're doing.
Oh, we don't have to, but
No, I'd like to. Australia. Maybe we should go through them all again this time with multiplayer.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I don't have to buy them if you already own them, so we
No.
could, in theory, do any. You
Well,
don't have to do one of those I have.
yeah. I think I don't know. Australia's my favourite. Maybe I'll just let you choose. I don't fucking know. I'll probably end up in Germany, which I'd hate.
Deutschland, Deutschland.
Yeah. Well, bye.
Bye, everyone. Have they gone yet?
What?
I said, have they gone yet?
No, they were never here to start with.
No, that's true.
Lol.